What it do, bro? What it do? We out here. I'm gonna start this joint at probably 12:05. We'll start at 12:05. You get your sleep. I'm gonna just send this link out to everybody. I'm gonna just send this Well, right now, you know what I'm saying? Probably like 3,000 seconds. I'm gonna just guess. 3,000. I need to get him out here. That's hilarious. I'll share this on my Facebook real quick. Gotta get Lupe out here. What it do? BI was popping. Was popping. BI. 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 We out here. Let me just send this link out real quick. Oh, it's 12:05. Hold on a sec. I gotta get a little group joint going so I could just mass text this joint. Y'all got plans this weekend? Who else should I send this to? Send this to Free Bet. Whoops. Make sure you like the video real quick, bro. Appreciate it. Who else got a text to? What? Alright, let me see something real quick. Then we'll get this joint popping. We'll start at 12:10. 12:10 we're gonna start. Basically what I'm gonna do is break down my portfolio right now. All the positions that I'm in and how I'm planning on investing in these different stocks that I have right here, my strategies. And then if you guys have any questions on investing or anything like that, just leave it in the comments and I'll get to it. Send this to some peeps. Yeah, I need to set like a group joint. Send this to my mom. You know what I'm saying? Let my mom know what's up. What we doing out here. Make mama proud. You know what I'm saying? All right, one more person, and then we out here. One more person, and then we out here. I can send this to this guy right here. All right, here we go. What's good, bro? How's life? Is it cold up there? Is it snowing? It's cold as shit up here. Down here, I mean. It's cold down here. All right, last person right here, and then we're gonna start. All right, what up, y'all? Welcome to the Investment League. Thank you for tuning in to my live stream. I'm gonna be doing live streams every Friday around 12, probably 12 because the stock market closes an hour from now. So this is when a lot of action happens. A lot of action happens the first hour of the market open and the last hour before market closes because people want to buy and sell their things either before the weekend comes or sell all their stuff before the weekend, comes, so they don't have to hold anything over the weekend just in case, some crazy news comes out and then the stock drops. But if you're somebody like me and somebody who's been in stock market investing for a while, you're not concerned with the short-term moves in the stock market because we're in this for the long term. So if you look at my account right now, you can see that I am down right here on Tesla, 18 bucks, and I'm down on ARK, $22. So if I just hit up Tesla real quick, show you guys where I'm at. I invested $200 of my own cash, and right now if I was to sell that, I would only get $181.86. So I would lose 18 bucks on my investment. But I'm holding these stocks until it turns green, So one of the good things about buying and holding stocks or shares is that you can hold this forever, like the rest of your life, until it turns green. And then when you see the stock go down, so let me just pull up the Tesla chart real quick. This is kind of, let me go to something with less lines on it. Go to this one. I don't think I have anything on this one. All right. So if you pay attention to this chart right here, you can see that there's a lot of up and down movements. But overall, over the course of, the last year, it's going up. So even though it's gone from up here to down here, it's still higher than it was way over here. So that's long-term investing. Whenever you see people selling or you see the stock market dropping in a day or a week or whatever the case is, it's all short-term investors panicking because they see their account dropping in value and they think that they need to get out because they need to save whatever money that they have left over. But as you can tell, even when it drops, it still comes back up, and it does end up going past its last highest point. So you could say this was a high point down here, and then it dropped down, then it made a new high, and then it did the same thing, kind of traded sideways for quite some time, and then it beat it, it passed it. So then it went up there again, did the same thing. So now it came up here. So this would be like the most recent high. So this would be like a point where we might sell if we're in this for the short term. But right now, the way that it's looking right now, this is the perfect time to buy it because it's a lot cheaper than it was before. And if you buy it when it's down here, then when it comes up here, you're making profits this whole ride up, right? Instead of either selling out completely and just panicking and then not having any money to make during this ride up, or just holding your cash and not buying anything until it comes back up, you're missing out on all the money that you can make right here. So that's why it's important to always have money on the sides. That's why I'm preaching investing or transferring funds to your account regularly, like every month, every paycheck. Make sure you're putting a little bit of money into your account. That way, when the stock market drops like this, you have money to actually buy stuff. So that's Tesla. You can see right here. If I go to ARK is an ETF, which is an exchange traded fund. So basically, it's a portfolio that somebody else made. So it has stocks in it. Let me let's look it up. Leave this. Let's go to top holdings. You can go to their website, ARK, and then it'll show you what stocks are in it just by scrolling down. So this is the top 10 stocks in the ARK ETF. So if you're not sure what company to invest in, but you want to get into the stock market somehow, you can invest in an ETF, and then you basically have exposure to all of these stocks right here. So you got Tesla, Square, Teladoc, Roku, Zillow, Spotify. So these are all companies that everybody knows, Zoom. And basically, if any of these stocks go up in price, then you make money. But let's say that Tesla's down like it is right now, but Square is up, then you're not gonna lose as much money because your Square is basically covering the Tesla loss that you're on. So that's one of the benefits of investing in an ETF. It's kind of like a portfolio, a well-balanced portfolio. So if one stock is going down, the other stocks can hold you up. And then if you wanted to have an idea of what stocks to invest in, you can look inside ETFs, because these are usually portfolios that people are managing. So they only want good companies, obviously, in there, companies that are going to perform. So there's really not going to be a bad company inside an ETF. So if you want to find out what companies you could invest in, you can look into ARK. That's one I look into, or that's one I'm in. Then the main ones are like the SPY, the QQQ, which is the tech industry. So all tech stocks are in the QQQ. And then you can just look those up as well. So if I go back and look up the QQQ top holdings, right here, you can see right here, it just shows you right here, Apple, Microsoft. Hold on a sec. Scroll down. You got Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Tesla. This is Google, Alpha, NVIDIA. So everything that has to do with technology is in the QQQ. So this past year, because of the pandemic, everybody's been moving to technology to work from home, to do things at home, like surf the web, streaming, all that stuff. So all the tech stocks have been basically booming this whole year. So tech was a very good industry to get into, and it obviously is the future. So if you want to invest in the future, tech would be the way to go. So that's why I'm into these two. And then what I'm doing is doing my monthly deposit of $200, and then $100 goes to Tesla and $100 goes to ARK. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to see how much money did I actually make from these two. So right now I'm kind of hurt, you could say, because I want to buy more right now because it's on such a good sale. If I look at ARK real quick and show you guys we can go over the last 3 months. This thing used to be $156. So it went from 156 just a month ago from today, all the way down to 125. So it lost about $25. So basically that's $25 off. If you want to think of it as like when you go shopping and you get something that's, 20% off, 30% off, you would more likely buy something when it's 30% off than when it's not on sale at all. So that's how you have to look at the stock market, is when things drop in price. That's a good time to buy, as long as when you look at the 1-year chart and the 5-year chart, you see this increase, right? It's going up. This is a very solid increase. It's not rapid. It's not like straight up and straight down. It's very linear in its pathwards, but it's going up. So it's a good company to buy for the long term. And then when it has these little dips right here, that's perfect buying opportunity. And then when it makes new highs, you make more money that way, because now you have more money invested. So that's where we're at there. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It was up a little bit higher today, 57,000. So this is how much it costs to buy one Bitcoin. So you can't actually buy Bitcoin on Robinhood. You have to go to like Coinbase, or you have to what's it called? You have to go somewhere else to actually be able to purchase a Bitcoin. But here you can kind of just trade the value of Bitcoin. So you can't actually own a Bitcoin and use it to buy things or whatever the case is. But that's where let me go back. That's where we're at with Bitcoin. I have about $100.86 here, and I'm up over 100%. So I've doubled my money, and I actually have taken money out over the last couple months. So I took 55 out here, 49, 500, or 50. So I had like $200 in here, and then every time that it was going, every time that it went up to 250, then I would sell $50 of it. So I'm not really going to do that anymore. I'm just going to hold this $100 here and just see how much I can make off of $100. But I've already doubled my money. So if I wanted to sell the rest of my Bitcoin, then I would have profited $123 off of this investment, on top of the $150 that I've already taken out. So the more money you have in there, the more you can make, because obviously it multiplies more. But just having some money, this is my speculation play. So if you're investing in the stock market and you have some money that you can just kind of like, not really like throw away, but you can play with, then that's what you would want to do with something like Bitcoin. Just throw $100 in there, and then just let's see what it does. You just track it, and if you make money off of that $100, then that's cool. But you're not going to lose that whole 100 unless Bitcoin actually goes to zero, which ain't gonna happen. So you don't have to worry about losing your $100 by investing in Bitcoin as the way that I'm investing in it. So that's that. And then if you're new and you haven't been following along, my buying power is what I'm doing, or what I'm using to track my profits from option trading. So besides buying shares and holding, you can buy options, which kind of gives you a little bit more exposure to stocks, because with shares, when you just buy shares, you have to have the amount of money available to buy, let's say 100 shares, right? So if I wanted to buy 100 shares of the ARK ETF, I'd have to have $125 times 100. So that's $12,500 that I needed to invest in ARK ETF. But if I go to the options, and let's say I wanted to pick an option that expires, let's say January 2021, I can buy this option right here, and then I only need $2,300. So if I click on it, cost, and just go like this, it would cost me $2,400 to get this option. And basically what this does is it gives me the right to, well, it's not going to let me do it because I don't have the money, but let's see if I can go to one where I have money so I can show you guys the full thing. Let's go to this one. All right, so if I wanted to buy this one, I'd need $980, so I don't need $12,500. Let's continue, and then it says that I'm paying $980 for the right to buy 100 shares. So I'm not obligated to buy them. So I'm not going to actually own 100 shares of the ARK ETF. But if the ARK ETF increases in price, if the value of ARK ETF goes up, you can see that the closer that this price gets to this price, the increase of the value of the option increases. So I could buy this right now for $980, and then when ARK goes back to $156 where it was previously, this option is going to be somewhere down here worth $1,200 to $1,300, which would give me about a $200 to $300 profit. And then I could sell it right here, and then I made $200 to $300 whenever that happens. The only thing with options that is different from buying shares is that options right here have an expiration date. So this option, if the ARK ETF is not at a certain price by the date, then this thing is going to lose all of its value. So if you're investing, if you pay $980 for this, you could potentially lose your whole $980 if you're holding it for too long and this price never reaches there. So this is a little bit more advanced information right here. So unless you've been in options for a while or you've traded options before, you'll know what I'm talking about here. But you want to look at the Greeks to determine if it's a good option to buy. So delta tells you how much this option will move for every dollar that ARK goes up. So if ARK goes from 125 to 126, this option will increase by $35. So it'll go from 1125 to 1160. So you can make $35 from there. If you buy 100 shares, then your delta is going to be at 1. So every dollar move, you gain $1. Where here, every dollar move, you gain 35 cents. So that's that. The theta is the decay on the option. So the closer you get to the expiration date, the bigger this number gets. But basically, every day that passes by, we're going to lose $3 on this option. So if the ARK ETF stays at this price for 5 days, then we're going to lose $15 on this just from theta decay. But the way that you can beat theta is by having a high delta. So as long as your delta is higher than your theta, you should be good. If it's a company, like I said, that you know is going to be going up over the long term, I don't recommend buying options that expire, this close, because you have to be right now. You have to be right immediately. And if you're not, if it goes opposite, like you have this, like if you were somewhere right here or right here and you decided to buy an option that expires in 2 weeks, and then it does this huge decline, these options are now worth basically $0. So you lost all of your money because you had to be right in this short amount of time, and you didn't give yourself time to be right, which is what this is in the long term. You have these dips, but in the long term, you're giving yourself a chance to be right and make money. So buying options that expire farther out is better, but what we haven't gotten into buying options yet. What I'm going to do is wait till I have enough money that I profited and use that profit money to buy an option. But what I've been preaching is selling options, which is what I have right here with my microvision play. So I bought this option, or I sold this option back on February 23rd. So I'm doing these a month out. And basically what I did was I agreed to buy 100 shares of microvision at $14 a share by the end of the day on March 19th. So as long as microvision stays above 14, I won't have to buy the shares, and I'll be able to collect the whole 225 for free. And the reason why I say for free is because if it's below 14 and I have to buy the shares, then I would lose the difference between 14 and whatever the share price is. So it would just be, whatever that difference is between this, and that's what I really made. But when you get paid this 225, it gets added to your buying power immediately, and then you have that cash available to do whatever you want with it. So no matter what, whether you have to buy the shares or not, you still get to keep that whole premium that you sold it for. So if I show you guys really quickly, let's say I got the same option, which is selling a put. That's how you sell. Make sure you're on the sell side, and let's say I wanted to do this one right here, continue, and hit 1, then I would get a credit of $60. So I get a credit, and I'm just agreeing to buy the shares at this price. But I'm not going to do that because I already have it right here. You can see if I wanted to close the one that I have right now, I'd have to pay $60 to close it. So then my realized profit would be 225 minus 60. So if I look up right here, microvision right now is at $17, so it's well above $14. So right now I'm doing pretty well. That's why the option price is lower, and that's why I've made money, because I got paid $225 and right now it's only worth $60. So I'm just gonna hold this for another week. I'm probably gonna sell it next Friday and then open up a brand new one, and then we'll be able to keep track of how much money I made. But I'll get my collateral back. Right now I have $1,400 tied up for this. It doesn't say it here, I don't think, but it shows you all the difference. So that's where we're at with this. So basically, with selling options, you're agreeing to either buy shares or you're agreeing to sell shares. So if I had 100 shares of microvision, then I would agree to buy them. So next week, next Friday, we'll be able to go into deeper detail on buying and selling options, or selling options, I should say, and how that works completely, because I'm going to be actually opening up a brand new one next Friday. So make sure you guys come to the live stream next Friday to see me open up a brand new option. And that's where we're at that. So this is my buying power. One second. Let me change this real quick. All right. So right now I have $1,090 in my buying power. And then if I don't have to buy these shares, then I'll get my $1,400 back. So next week I should have $2,490 in my buying power. And then subtracting that from what I started with, then I would make $390 in the last month from selling options only. So that's just from doing option trading. So $390 in a month, that's pretty good considering this is passive income and I'm not doing anything besides buying an option and then waiting until the day comes that it expires. So that's where we're at with that. And then what I plan on doing is my 60-40 method. And basically with my 60-40 method, I'm keeping track of how much money that I'm making from my options. And then I'm taking 60% of that and withdrawing that for student loan debt, or to save for a car or a house or whatever I want to save it for, or just my emergency fund. And then 40% I'm reinvesting. So if I pull this out and do my 60 multiplied by 0.6, I should be withdrawing $230 or about $234 and using this to pay off a loan, or I can use it for my car bill, an extra car bill, or my car note. So by doing this method, I'm going to be able to pay off my car note faster because I'm making basically a whole extra payment a month. So every month I'm making my regular car note, and then I'm making an extra one. So I'm going to be knocking off months, maybe even years off of my car note. And then that's going to be one debt payment that I no longer have to worry about. And I'm going to knock it out faster than the 5-year loan that I financed it for, right? And then the other half, so if I do 390 minus 234, the other 156 I'm leaving in my buying power. And then once I have enough money, I'm going to use that money. So I'm going to use that 156 to actually buy an option. So we'll eventually get into buying an option, and you guys will be able to see how that works and how buying options can give you so much leverage with a little bit of money. So if you want to turn a little bit of money into a lot of money in a short time period, then buying options is the way to go. And we'll be able to get into that a little bit later, but I want to have maybe at least $500 extra before we do that. So I don't want to use any of the 2,100 that I started to buy an option. I want to use profit only. That way, if That way, if that option expires worthless because we picked it at the wrong time or whatever the case is, then we didn't lose any money that we initially invested. We just lost money that we made. So it's basically a free play because it's money that we made in the stock market. So that's where we're at with that. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me there at My Investment League. I do post about 3 times a week on money saving and investing tips. Just a little bit of food for thought. If you're not investing yet, or if you're not saving money, we have investing basics, how to open up an account, 168 hours in a week. What's your excuse? Basically, the 9 to 5 scam, work until you're 65 years old, only being able to live work free for 13 years of your life by the time you're age 78. That's outrageous to me. The key to saving money. So the next podcast that I have coming out, I'm going to talk about my personal finance basically system. So how I pay my bills and how I maximize my savings. So I have the most amount of money that I can save each month in each paycheck instead of just waiting until everything's paid off and then seeing how much I have after everything. And then that kind of helps save you from buying unnecessary things like going out to eat every day, every week. So that's that. And then in order to listen to those podcasts, I'm over here on Spotify or Apple Podcast, and right here on the Investment League podcast. So everything's the same. And then if you go to look at my Instagram, you see these numbers down here. So I have 22, 21, 20. So you can see right here, that correlates with the podcast number. So the podcast will have a number next to it, 19, 17. And then if you go to my Instagram, that's basically the topic of each podcast. So you'll have a visual and then you'll have an audio, depending on what you prefer. And then I'm also uploading these on my YouTube, so you'll be able to track these on YouTube as well. So you can do either or. You can always listen to it on YouTube and not watch the video. I do that a lot with a lot of podcasts and things that I do, basically because I drive a lot. So that's that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. What does the ARKK ETF invest in? So you can go to Google, type in ARK ETF, and then you can go straight to their website. And if you go straight to their website, scroll down, it'll tell you exactly what's in there. So this is their top 10 holdings as of 3/11. So that was yesterday. So as of yesterday, these are all the companies that the ARK ETF is investing in, right? And then it tells you the percent. So they're 10% of their portfolio or their ETF is in Tesla. So they're very, you could say bullish, or they just believe hardly on Tesla. And then this shows you how much money they have in there. So a lot of money. What is that, like $2 million? $2.6 billion? That's crazy. So every time that Tesla moves up, they're making a whole bunch of money. And then Square. So these are all companies like everybody knows. So if you wanted to figure out what companies you should invest, or that are a good company to invest in, you can look here. But always do your own research too. Don't just believe in these things, because everybody has different trading strategies. Like Kathy Wood, who's the manager of the ARK ETF, she's long term on all of these. So she sees these, she's holding these for like 5 to 10 years, right? So if you're only trying to hold these for a year, then it might not be in your best interest to purchase or buy any of these stocks. So you have to do your own, due diligence and change everything to your own trading strategies. So what I'm doing mainly is selling options for this account. I do have my own personal account where I'm doing other things, but the whole purpose of the stock market for me is to create extra income and make it passive. So eventually this is going to be passive income that I'm using to fund my lifestyle, right? So no longer working a 9 to 5 to pay my bills. I want the stock market to do it. So gradually adding money to my account will allow me to gradually make more money over time, eventually, where I can live off of the money that I make every month. So right now, you guys saw I'm making about $300 to $400 a month. So eventually, when I can get that to about $3,000 or $4,000, then I'll be set, and then I don't even have to work. I can just sell options every month and use the money that I make to sell options to pay for my bills and go on vacation, do all that good stuff. And that's the way to life. You know what I'm saying? Make it passive. I just buy this option, go about my business, go to sleep, wake up, and make money. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask now. Oh, shit. Where we at? Where we at? Make sure y'all like the video. Appreciate y'all watching, supporting the bull. Supporting the bull. Let's see here. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, let me just go over like the last 3 months. The last 3 months. See, so if you see my account right here, look, it's basically the same as the market. So let me just look up the SPY real quick. Show you guys what the SPY looks like. So this is what it looks like, all crazy. But the past 3 months, you see, it's very choppy, but it's still going up, right? December 14th, it was at 364, and today it's at 393. So even though it's this choppy and looks like ridiculous, it's still going up. It's still up $24 over the past 3 months. So looking at my account, over the past 3 months, I'm up $851. So even though I went from 2,100 to 3,016 in the last 3 to 4 months, I did also take money out of my account. So just to show you guys how much money I've actually taken out to pay for stuff, I'm taking my pay myself method. So 28 plus 10 plus 42 plus 58 plus 81. Let me scroll down a little bit. Plus 33 plus 54 plus 52. So I've taken $358 out so far to pay for student loans or make an extra payment on my car, my credit card. So if I add 358 to my actual account right now, the hell, plus 3016, my account should actually be $3,374 right now without taking any money out. So that's pretty solid. I already made over $1,000, and if you had your stimulus check in the beginning of the year, you know, that's basically doubling a stimulus check. So instead of taking that stimulus check and then spending it all on something, and now you have no more money, you take your stimulus check, put it in the stock market, double your money, and now you had that $1,400 to pay for what you wanted to, and you still have your stimulus check to do it all over again. So you can just take that money and keep making money. So you take money, create more money. Instead of what we do now is go to work and clock in, and we're trading hours of our life for money. Now we're just trading money for money. So use money to make money, not your time. So that's basically the concept and my thesis on life and how I plan on changing my life. You know what I'm saying? And just making life a lot easier, a lot better, because the stock market is universal. You could be in Hong Kong and you can still trade the US stock market. So you can go on vacation for like 3 months, you know, and still make the money that you need to make to live the lifestyle that you want. And basically what you do is you spend the next 10, at maybe 10, or let's say 5 to 15. So you spend the next 5 to 15 years throwing money in the stock market, just dumping money in the stock market, doing these things, buying shares, holding shares for those 5 to 15 years, selling options, maybe even spending a little to buy options. And you do that over the next 5 to 15 years, and then you can live off of the money you make in the stock market, and you can quit your job, you know what I'm saying, and not have to work. You can literally wake up, be in the stock market for an hour, go out to eat, go on vacation, do this anywhere you want to. And like I said, it's universal, so you can literally do this anywhere. So honestly, if I would have known this when I was 20, I would be retired by now. I should be retired by now, to be honest with you. Or if I knew this when I was in high school or even middle school, there's no way that I would be working right now. So taking the time now to start and teaching the younger generation, which is mainly the focus of what I'm doing here, is just teaching people how you can change your life and use the stock market to make money and be free, financially free, and free with your time. So, you know, time is the most precious thing to everybody. If you ask anybody what they value the most, it's usually like family or time, right? But you can't spend that quality time with your family if you don't have the time, because you're too busy working to survive. So just cracking down in the short term to create that long-term generational wealth is worth it to me, and that's where we're at. So If you guys don't have any questions, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'll see you guys on Monday. What I'm planning on doing is just a video update. So Monday won't be a live stream. It'll just be an update on what my portfolio looks like on Monday. And then next Friday, we'll do another live stream. And on that live stream, I will be closing out of this microvision and opening up a new position. And you'll see how much money I make. You'll be able to see my buying power go up and down, all that good stuff. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all then. Peace. Turn this shit off. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Catch y'all then. Deuces. Love you, bro. Love y'all, bro. Be safe.